All right, guys, back here on the Fox 5 Live Zone, joined now with Sylvia, our digital content producer. Good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
Today's your Monday, right?
Monday.
Well, you got excited about that. All righty then.
I forget. I guess it's a good Monday for
You're
me.
the first person to ever get that excited about a Monday.
Right.
On a Tuesday.
Yes.
And apparently it's going down on a Tuesday. So we have been covering this story, or let's say the rap battle beef between none other than Kendrick Lamar and Drake. But about an hour and a half ago, we got word that this got a little bit serious. And I'm not saying it stems from this, but who knows. But what we now know is that, I guess, shots fired outside of Drake's home in Toronto. What do we know about this?
So authorities do confirm that Drake was not someone that was shot, but it was outside of his home, and a security guard was injured in the incident. There's still no knowledge on the motive behind it at all, but one of his stores, LVO stores, in the same area basically was also vandalized with like Kendrick Lamar lyrics.
Wow.
You're not one of us, I believe. You're not like us, something of that nature. So hopefully, everyone is okay. There's no life-threatening injuries that are taking place here, but I really hope this is not stemming from the rap beef that's going on, because ultimately I was hoping that it would just remain about the music and not maybe fans or whatever else escalating it to violence, because obviously violence is not the answer, and it's just not needed in this type of situation.
Yeah, not cool at all. If that happens to be the case, I do know that. I remember, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I saw it on the gram or somewhere where at one point, if you pull up Drake's home on Google Maps, it's owned by Kendrick Lamar. I guess because he won the so-called rap battle.
Yeah,
so
that's what they're saying.
Yeah.
I think allegedly people were saying that his address was kind of leaked onto the internet.
Yeah.
Which is not a great thing. It's not a good thing. You're putting people's lives in jeopardy.
Sylvia. Everybody kind of
knows. You can just
know? You know where it's based at. You just zoom in.
Okay, you zoom in and you can figure it out. See, I don't do all that extra legwork. So in my head, I'm like, if the address was not dropped, I don't know where the home is.
All right. But what we do know, shots fired once again outside of Drake's home in Toronto. No one reported shot. However, there were injuries that we were told with regard to his staff.
Yes.
And so we'll continue to keep a close eye on that. But that's one of the stories that we have posted on our website, fox5dc.com, and one of the stories that you all are clicking on. All right. Appreciate you. Thank you so very much. We're going to have you back in, I guess, about, an hour or so.
Yeah,
and
I'll
I
be
want to find out some of the other things that folks are clicking on. In the meantime, you ever see House Party? Did you ever see that show? So when they say switch, so you got to
swap right out. Okay, sorry, swing.
Okay, we got to go. Right. 1, 2, 3. Switch. And then Chris comes in.
Chris, you ruined
it. Not nearly as smooth as it could have been. I could have tapped up your foot though, gone around in a circle like that.
Good to see you, dude. Welcome
Likewise.
back.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course, we're talking about the sizzling topics, and I bet you it doesn't have anything to do with dancing.
No, it certainly does not. But, I mean, the Met Gala, that is one of the huge things people have been talking about all day today, fashion. Fashion has been number one, and you are a fashionable man, so I'd love to come on here and talk a little fashion with you.
The
Met Gala, however, that was a big topic of conversation last night, all of the fashion on full display. Now, we know the Met Gala raises money for the Costume Institute.
Right.
And I'm here to talk about costumes specifically. I'm going to talk about Superman fashion, because that was the other big story that came out yesterday. And this one obviously lives near and dear to my heart because it is literally tattooed on my arm. I have a Superman tattoo on my arm. Huge fan of the comic book character, huge fan of the movies. And yesterday we got our first look at the new actor and the costume he will be wearing. James Gunn is the director. You know him from things like Guardians of the Galaxy. He posted the first picture on social media of the new costume. This is 30-year-old David Corenswet, who is taking on the cape and the S-Shield, the last son of Krypton, okay?
Yeah.
So this new costume, it's our first real look at it, and you see it right there. A little bit of a mock turtleneck action, which might be right up your alley.
I like
He's
that.
a big fan of the turtlenecks. The picture is kind of him sitting, looking a little somber. He's pulling on his boots. You see a lot of action in the window behind him. James Gunn actually said in the social media post, though, this was actually an on-set photographer, and it was taken in, everything you see in the picture was taken in camera, which means there are no special effects or kind of like, computer-generated images in that picture. So, no other clues so far. The caption just said, Superman, get ready, July 11th, 2025. So we still have full year plus before we see how this... listen, I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt. I was a big fan of Christopher Reeve.
Yep.
I was a big fan of Henry Cavill. That one in the middle with Brandon Routh that came out in like 2006, it had potential. It just never really got a chance to develop. I was upset to see they were going a different direction, but I will give it the benefit of the doubt. But right now, I will admit, I'm not entirely sold on this new costume.
Really?
Yeah, it's the S-Shield for me. It's kind of like that throwback to that like early 30s S where it's kind of undefined. That wasn't the one that I grew up loving. I loved that Christopher Reeve, late 70s, big, bold, you know. So, but like I said, fans, they all, you know, listen, comic book fans, you know how they get on social media. But so far, I think the reaction has been pretty positive. People are curious to see. We also got a picture yesterday. This was not an official release, but someone posted a picture of the actor kind of before he got cast as Superman, and then after he did the requisite bulking up for the role.
Oh, yeah. I'd love to see
And
that.
listen, you know, there's a lot of pressure when it comes to that, and it looks like he did the work in the gym and will be ready to play the Man of Steel.
Oh, wow. That's just going to be so awesome. Good for that guy, too. I mean, that's a big role to take on.
It's a huge role to take on, absolutely. And I will say, he's from Philadelphia, so I'm hoping that, you know, he does a great job. I'm always going to root for the Philly guys. I will say, it was a brilliant move on James Gunn's part to release this on the same day as the Costume Institute, the Met Gala. Everybody's talking about fashion, and he gives us our first look at the Superman's new costume. So it kind of just fits right in on that theme.
The only bad thing, we have to wait a year and 2 months.
A year plus, exactly, before we see it. And they're filming it right now, so that just goes to show you, too, how much work goes into these movies, these big blockbuster movies these days.
All right, well, I'm here for it.
Did you watch any of the Met Gala, or did you have any favorites from the red carpet by any chance?
I would have to say probably, as of right now, Cardi B.
Cardi B
she looked amazing.
Tremendous.
By the way, we're going to get a complete breakdown from our fashion guru, Matt Dillon.
Yeah.
He's going to join us at 2:30 right here on the Live Zone, and I'm pretty sure he's going to have. I know he has a couple of knots. That's what I can't wait to see.
We did do a little fab or fail earlier today. Most got a lot of fab. Actually, Marissa thought it was a little bit understated this year. Ed Sheeran, though, I think he gets a fail from me, though.
Yeah.
I saw one tweet that said he looked like a high schooler after prom at an In-N-Out Burger, which
that is so true.
Nailed it.
All right, well, good stuff. Always good to see you, man. Appreciate
Likewise,
you.
I appreciate you having me on and letting me talk about comic books.
Once again, producer Chris.
It's the only thing I'm an expert in.
With the sizzling topics right here on the Fox 5 Live Zone. We'll take a quick break and be right back.